Hello everyone, and we're back with part 2 on how to make a Pacman game using Scratch. In this tutorial, we are going to be making Pacman's mouth open and close. Before we start, you can see that I've changed the size for each of the sprites here. Okay, now let's get on with the code. So we're going to get a when green flag clicked, and then we're going to go to control and grab a forever loop. Now remember, in the previous tutorial we made two costumes for Pacman, one with his mouth open and one with his mouth closed. So we're going to go to looks and get the two switch costumes and change this to close. And so you want Pacman's mouth to constantly open and close. Let's press the green flag to see what happens. Even there. So you can see his mouth is open, but obviously nothing is happening. Now this is because we haven't set an amount of time for Pacman to have his mouth closed and then to switch to his mouth open. Now if you don't understand what I just said, I'll explain it in a bit more detail. So first I'm going to grab two weight blocks and put them in these positions. Now what we're telling Pacman to do is, when the green flag is clicked, close your mouth, and after 1 second open your mouth again, and then wait another second and then close your mouth again. So let's press the green flag to see what happens. So you can see Pacman's mouth is opening and closing, but of course it's really slow. So I'm going to change this to something like 0.3 seconds. So you can fiddle around with the speed a little bit, but I'm just going to keep it like this for now. So it may be a bit fast, but it doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm just going to stick with this for now. Okay, so now we need to make Pacman move whenever we press the arrow keys. So I'm going to go to when green flag clicked, and then I'm going to grab a forever loop. Now we need 5 if loops, and I'll explain why we need 5 later. So 4 of these if loops are going to be for the arrow keys, and one of them is going to be for when he touches a wall. So when he touches one of these blue walls, that he's not allowed to go straight through them. Okay, so we're going to go to sensing, and we're going to get a key pressed. In fact, we don't need these 3. And I'll explain why a bit later. So we're going to get right arrow key pressed, then motion point in direction 90 degrees. So you can see if it's pointing in the right direction, because you can see the arrow here is pointing towards the right. So the reason we didn't need those 3 is because we can just, to save time, we can just simply duplicate these 3 blocks. This block, and then we can just duplicate it 4 times, and then we can just change the key pressed and the direction. So left arrow will be -90 because it's pointing exactly towards the left. Then up arrow, and it's going to be pointing 0 degrees because you can see arrows pointing towards up, is going up again. And then down arrow key, and we're going to change this so that's pointing down, and it's 180 degrees. You can see the arrows pointing down. Now let's put this inside the forever loop. So let's press the green flag to see what happens. So you can see nothing is happening other than he's changing direction, like he's pointing in his direction is changing, which way he points. But of course he's not moving, and that's because we haven't put the move block. So I'm going to put the move block and change this to something like 6. And now when we play the game, you can see Pacman is moving, and whenever I press each of the arrow keys, he moves very nicely. Now of course you could see that he was just going right through the wall. So we need an if loop. Then we need to go to sensing, and if touching color, this color of the maze, So you can use this option whenever you want to select an exact color. So if he's touching the color, we don't want him to be able to go through. So we're going to go to motion and grab a move block and change this to -6. Now the reason I'm saying -6 is because the speed was 6. My speed was 6 that I chose, and it has to be the exact same speed, just minus. So suppose if your speed was 7, you would have to put -7 here. And that's the end of this tutorial. Thanks for watching.